We've got to stop Putin's aggression in the Ukraine. We can't let him turn Ukraine back into a satellite country. You know, go back in history. When the Soviet Union broke up, the Ukrainians had nuclear weapons. The Soviet weapons were based there. And the United States begged the Ukraine government to give up those weapons. And the Ukrainian government said, look, we just won our independence from Russia. We need those weapons to protect our independence. And the United States said, don't worry about it. We will guarantee your independence if you give up your nuclear weapons. And they did. And at that time, an agreement was signed, including Yeltsin from Russia, Clinton from the United States, somebody from Europe, and I think somebody from Britain, signed an agreement guaranteeing the Ukraine's sovereignty, guaranteeing its borders. And in consideration of that, they gave up their nuclear weapons. But somehow this is a treaty commitment that doesn't matter. Nobody's focused on it. Nobody even mentions the treaty, even though I was there when it was signed, and it was a very important treaty in President Clinton's view. He felt it was crucial to keep the Ukraine away from Russia. The Ukraine has 40 or 50 million people. Russia has about 130, 140 million. Russia's population is dropping. And when you unite the two, you really have a superpower. It's a little bit like East and West Germany uniting and creating a much stronger entity combined. And the Ukrainian people themselves have revolted against Russian rule. Every time they've had an election by 3-1, 4-1 majorities, they vote for the West, they vote for freedom, and they should be allowed to have their freedom. Now, the issue now is, will the United States provide lethal assistance, that is to say, combat aid to the Ukrainian military? And God knows they need it. Until now, we've literally just been sending in medical supplies, Band-Aids, first aid kits, rations for eating. The United States should be equipping the Ukrainian army. I do not believe we should ever, of course, send ground troops to the Ukraine, but we don't have to. Ukraine has 50 million people. It's developed a fairly decent army. Problem is they don't have the weaponry. And we should be moving ahead aggressively to arm the Ukrainians so they can defend themselves. And obviously, if we don't stop Putin from his aggression in the Ukraine, his next move will be Moldova, which is a little country right next to Romania. Then it'll be Lithuania, Latvia, and Estonia, the Baltic republics. And then it could be Poland and Hungary and the Czech Republic. We have got to stop this guy before he gobbles up all of Eastern Europe and creates a new de facto Iron Curtain. Now, Russia is hurting because our sanctions are effective and the price of oil drop engineered by the Saudis to punish Russia for supporting Assad in Syria is having a big effect on Russian finances. And if we equip the Ukrainian army with weaponry, it will be even more useful and will stop Putin's aggression. Very important step for us to take. Thanks for watching.